Welcome to Abia Diary on Ben TV. The Niger State Youth Organization, led by Alhaji Abubakar Idanosa, has congratulated His Excellency Chief Dr. T.A. Oji, the Governor of Abia State, on his efforts and contributions in making Abia State a peaceful state. In his address during their visit on 29 May 2012, he said that the report of the severe investigation that have lasted over 3 years conducted by the organization proved to them that the state is really working under the supervision of a great leader and governor, His Excellency Chief Dr. T.A. Oji Ochendo.
This year's Democracy Day, this year's Democracy Month is a special one indeed. As we feel humble having the opportunity to come here to recognize leadership, to recognize excellence, and to recognize none other than our dearest, amiable gallant Governor of Abia State, His Excellency Chief T.A. Oji Ochendo. We are gathered here to demonstrate our resolve and determination for the visible achievements so far in the state, which has brought more hope to the people of the state, the youth of our great nation, the widows, and the common man at large. Today marks the second series of recognition of leadership in the state under the same government. It has never happened in our own organization. So this is so much twice. We can only go once and tell you that this is what you are doing. We say, okay, let us give Ochendo a chance so that after 3-4 years, we'll see what we are doing and we know what the man has done on the ground. Now, we are congratulating you again for switching over your genset and come back to the NEPA light. Our organization is in the practice of recognizing credible leaders. Leaders that stand out in their quest to serve their people. Leaders that we find out or feel are role models and those deserve commendation for their good works. It is as a result of unparalleled achievement that we deem it necessary to gather here today to recognize our great Ochendo with a gift of a candle.
He went on to point out some finished and under construction projects being carried out by His Excellency Chief Dr. T.A. Oji. Projects like the new elevator constructed Secretariat, the construction of basic roads like Okumango Road, Abia City, and Bende Road in Omahia. He also acknowledged the role of His Excellency in Abia State in the area of infrastructure, health, environmental, education and maintenance of peace and the state. In his address, the Governor, Chief Dr. T.A. Oji, thanked them for their visit, saying that he loved the cordial relationship existing between the two states, Abia State and Niger State.
Thank you sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, for what you have done. This is not the first time. Yes, I remember vividly. Yes. Not the several. That time you came, you gave me a horse. I don't forget easily, that horse is still alive. Yeah, that is good. Today the thing has increased in everything, from moving from horse to camel or something. Yes, that is different. Yes. So I want to thank you that you have come to Abia State and you have said it all. You have seen it and you are saying it. Yes, but what is happening in Niger State in terms of infrastructural development and what is happening to the human beings in Niger State. I want to place on record that, you see, I have a very good relationship with your governor, and a very good friend, extremely good friend to me. He has come to Abia before and spent some nights here before he left. That will show you the intimacy that exists between two of us. And I know that that intimacy is now transcending to where all of you are. Because if I'm not in good terms with your government, you may find it reluctant, no matter the qualities you see in me, you may find it reluctant to come here. Yes. But I want to thank you for sparing your time, coming all the way from Niger State with this camel to come and say the good things you're saying about us. That is why we are in government. Nothing else. I don't have any other business to stay here and answer government. If not, service to the people. service to the people irrespective of where you come from. Because this is Nigeria. We, in Niger State, we believe in the corporate existence of this country. We believe that we are one. From Niger State, you are my brother. Those girls are my sisters, my daughters, and my children. That's why we continue emphasizing on this National Youth Service Scheme, because it was the NYSC that sent me for the first time to the north, Sokoto State. When Sokoto was Zamfara, Kebbi was all part of Sokoto State, and Niger. By then, yes, we should come to the Niger State. So that place, I knew the terrain when I was a copper. And to be honest with you, Sokoto State treated me very, very well. And I still remember how they treated me.
His Excellency said in his address that the problem of Boko Haram will pass by. This is a problem that confronts any country that has a vision and a goal. To acknowledge the role of His Excellency in Abia State in the area of infrastructure, health, environmental, education and maintenance of peace and the state. Due to these achievements, they presented him a gift of a camel, which signifies peace, strength, and patience. The purpose of the Physical and Infrastructure Fund Board is to collect the infrastructure development fund payable by all business owners, property owners, and occupiers in the state as provided by the law. By doing this, the general public will help the government execute projects and achieve its goals by paying the fee for the physical and infrastructure development of the state. He further pointed out that there are serious issues and allegations made by the general public against the board, especially the complaints laid by the citizens in Aba Metropolis, which indicates series of flaws in the collection of fees, with some fees ending up in the pockets of the board members. He said that the government has been denied the return of complete fees collected from the general public, and that the citizens has been denied watching their naira work for them as the state develops first.
We are a listening government, and we have sworn to quickly respond to all genuine observations made by citizens, as has recently been the case in the activities of our Physical Planning and Infrastructural Development Fund and Board. Our action today should be a reaffirmation to all Abians that this government will protect individual and collective aspirations of citizens and do everything possible to respond to genuine observations affecting them, as we further deepen our nascent democracy in this state. Recently, I approved the dissolution of the Physical and Infrastructure Development Fund Board and appointed an interim management team to oversee its activities and assist in repositioning that board. Today, we are here to inaugurate a judicial panel that will further examine the activities of our Physical Planning and Infrastructure Development Fund, so that our government and the general public will be aware of what has been going wrong in the board since its inception, and be also a part of the solution. For me, this signifies that democracy is at work in this state. We will all recall that the Physical and Infrastructure Development Fund law was first established by Law Number 1 of 1999, which was amended by Law Number 3 of 2002, which itself was repealed by the Abia State Physical Planning and Infrastructure Development Law Number 8 of December 2010. The essence of these laws, as passed and amended by the Abia State House of Assembly and signed into law, was the imposition and collection of fees to be known as Physical Planning and Infrastructural Development Fund, payable by every property owner, occupier, or operators of businesses in the state, and as provided by the law. It was for that purpose that the Board of Trustees of the Physical Planning and Infrastructure Development Fund, which is to be appointed by the Governor of the state, came into existence. This board is charged with the collection of the prescribed fees on all relevant infrastructure in the state as provided by the law, as well as determine the mode of collection and provide audited accounts to the government. But primarily, to the board's assignment is the role of identification of the state's infrastructure requiring urgent intervention or development and providing the fund to assist the government in that respect. It was expected that the board and the fund will be viable intervention agents in providing a faster and realizable development for the state through citizens' collective contribution. But unfortunately and regrettably, there have been serious issues consistently raised against the activities of the Board of Trustees of the Physical Planning and Infrastructural Development Fund. Some of such allegations border on maladministration of the board through misappropriation and diversion. From the complaints made by our citizens, especially in Aba metropolis, indications abound to show series of flaws in the conduct and mode of collection of prescribed fees. Even those charged with the responsibility of collection have been accused of failing to deliver their collections, with some fees ending up in their private pockets. In its totality, the government, over the years, has been denied the benefits for which the board and the fund were established, while our citizens have been denied the elation of watching their naira fees working for them as the state develops faster. As a responsible government with a listening ear, we cannot stand by and watch this alleged growing maladministration going on in this establishment and the board. This is the essence of our dissolution of the board and the inauguration of this judicial panel to look into and resolve the issues. This panel is charged with investigating the activities and performances of the Physical Planning and Infrastructural Development Fund and Board from the period of the first inception to date. We expect the board, the panel, to unravel how the entire activities of the fund and the board have been run and how funds accruing to it have been collected and disbursed. The panel we inaugurate today is a judicial panel as opposed to an administrative panel. It is a superior panel with judicial powers to subpoena and compel witnesses to appear before it and testify what they know. I therefore appeal to every person in the know, both private and public individuals, to feel free to take this opportunity to appear and testify what they know about the board and its activities. This is a civic duty for all of us to assist the judicial panel provide the right solution to help Abia State in the days ahead. I must, however, state here that this judicial panel is not for witch hunting anybody, but is meant to assist all of us arrive at a proper evaluation of a public problem. It is further meant to also sanitize the society.
the governor finally welcomed them into the board and inaugurated them. The panel consists of the likes of Justice K. Owusu, Chairman, Kenneth Ugochukwu Nwabara, Member, Eze Odum Amugu, Member, Barrister Kim Banaso and Barrister King Wakama, Members. After the inauguration, the chairman thanked the governor for the inauguration and promised that the panel would do everything necessary to do an accurate job, as they have taken note of the importance of the job. The Ngwa Royal Father's Supreme Council paid a visit to His Excellency on 23rd May 2012, thanking him for his efforts in maintaining peace in the state. During the visit led by Eze Gaius Ihejiamaizu, they thanked him for the appointment of their sons into various offices and urged their sons to help His Excellency achieve his goals in improving and perfecting the infrastructural development of the state. Also thanked the governor for the project he embarked to better the state, like construction of Okumangu Road, Damfodi Road, construction of the pedestrian bridge for Abia State Polytechnic students or in Aba. They also mentioned his efforts in the provision of the 1 billion agricultural loan by His Excellency the Executive Governor of Abia State. They also congratulated him for his award as the National Ambassador of Peace, awarded to him by the National Council of Peace and Unity in Nigeria, saying that this will prove to our sons outside the country that indeed Abia is working. His Excellency Chief Dr. T.A. Oji, in his address to the Ngwa Royal Fathers, thanked them for their support to the Ochendo government and their efforts to maintain peace and unity in the state. The governor said that his government is working hard to bring smiles on the faces of the traditional rulers in Abia State and the general public. The governor has promised to provide amenities to all communities, like the construction of major roads in all communities to enable farmers have a track road to transport their goods from the rural community to the urban community. Conclusively, the governor promised to empower the youth by providing them with phones and kekena pep for them to make livelihood from it. And he finally urged the general public to maintain peace in the state. The Governor of Abia State, Chief Dr. T.A. Oji, has commissioned 6 refuse dump trucks that will help ASEPA discard refuse and maintain a clean environment. The governor said that the presentation of the compactors is now a routine, which is for the sole purpose of keeping Abia State clean. The provision of these compactors is to tackle the environmental degradation in Abia State. He said that it is the goal of his government to keep the state clean both in Aba and Omahe. He also said he wouldn't like to govern a state where people are not healthy, and he wants to do his best to make sure the state remains one of the cleanest states in Nigeria. The trucks was bought in collaboration with the local governments, and the Ochendo's government will do its best to maintain cleanliness in the state, said the governor. He further pointed out that trucks are 6 in numbers and it will help maintain cleanliness in Aba and Omahe City in Abia State.
The ceremony that we are performing now has become routine. Routine in the sense that we have done it, at least this year, we have done it up to 2 times or 3 times. And this is just in a bid to tackle the environmental degradation in our state. We made a pledge, a promise, that we shall keep Abia clean. Not only keeping Abia clean politically and economically, we should also be in a position to dispose of the waste that generated in Aba and Umuahia and in other towns of Abia State. Because a clean environment, a healthy environment, makes for the health of the people. But when the environment is dirty, the people we are governing will be sick. And I don't want to preside over a state where people die every day. I want to preside over a state where people are healthy. People that will have their health and enjoy dividends of democracy. Because it is only when you are healthy that you can now enjoy the dividends of democracy. It's only a healthy man that knows that you have asphalted the road. It's only a healthy man that can take a cup and go to the tap and take water and drink. If you're not healthy, then you will know all these things. And that is our objective. That is the essence of governance. And I want to place on record that since Abia was created, the last time we saw this type of refuse was during Mbakwe's time in Abia. The last time we saw this type of refuse disposal was during Mbakwe's time. It is only now, in this administration, that we are purchasing this.
And we have how many here? 6. When you add it to the number that we have a total of 35 of these trucks in Abia, operating in Abia. And we are using them effectively, repairing those that are broken down and buying new ones to replace the ones that are unserviceable. Let me also inform you that these trucks have been bought in conjunction with the local government. It's not only the state government that bought it, the local government contributed also. And that is why when you look at the inscription, you see this one is Ngwa, Ngwa. We want to make sure that the local government, each local government gets this truck. And by the time we do it for 4 or 5 times, every local government will be having one, while the rest will be concentrated in Aba, Umuahia, and the other towns. And that's why I've called you today to see what we are doing. Those who parade themselves and talk nonsense. You know how much one of these costs. We cannot buy like other states that can buy 20 at a go. But we always hear in Abia, we cut our coat according to our size. Wherever the runner reaches, the worker will reach there one day. And that is what we are doing. Because we are operating as per our allocation, as per the money that we have. And I want to commend ASEPA as a whole for what they have been doing, using these trucks. And we believe that once we add this to the stock that we have, it will also increase the rate at which refuse will be disposed.
Members of APGA Abia State has returned back to PDP after leaving the party during the 2011 elections. The state chairman of PDP, Senator Obuka, said in his address that the decision they have made is a wise one and that the umbrella of the party is enough to accommodate them.
When our brothers from APGA approached me and said it was time for them to return home, I told them that our umbrella is quite big, that it will take them. Here we are today, sir. We've had a very wonderful ceremony at the party office, where formally they told us they are back. And we've advised them too that the proper thing, the normal thing to do is individually for them to register their various wards if they have not done so.
In his speech, Mr. Okechi Carlo said that they are back to PDP for known reasons, that there were no reason to see a moving train that has done a lot for Abia State and pretend that there was no reason to be a part of it.
So they're here to say thank you again, sir. So we are back to PDP for known reasons. There's no point seeing a moving train, a positive moving train, and it's doing so much well for the state, and you stay aloof and pretend not to be concerned. Excellency, we decided that if there were things we thought we could do better, it should be done within the party. The idea of going to criticize the papers, we condemn it, sir. We're not part of it. We believe that we are one family, Abia is a one family, and that all has been on deck. Idea has been put on the table. We'll do more, sir. We thank you very, very much for allowing us to come back to PDP as the leader of the PDP in the state. I know it took a long time. I must thank my brother, Mr. Waka, who was so concerned about coming back to PDP. Me in particular, that it was my presence in PDP, and I was well convinced to come back to PDP. Sir, we're here. This is not a long speech making, but to tell you, thank you, and thank you, sir.
The governor, Chief Dr. T.A. Oji, in his address said that the party has taken back the APGA returnees back for good, that the state was under pressure during the war of liberation in Abia, and finally the state and PDP has won. He urged them that if they want an election nomination in PDP and they don't get it, it shouldn't be enough reason for them to leave the party, but that they should only have patience and try again.
I want to welcome you back to PDP. Like I said, you have done the right thing. This is one of the wisest decisions you have taken in life. notice somewhere. Tomorrow you will know about it. You have come. We have taken you back. We accepted you with all sincerity. And we know that you have come also with all sincerity. We are now one. And you, all of you are members of you are Abians. And you see what is happening in Abia. You know our past history. You know our present history. You know that we fought a war of liberation. A war of liberation that nearly tore this state into pieces. But eventually, with God on our side, we won. So, I want to thank you for coming back to PDP. That is where you originally have belonged. You have come back to basis. And now that you have come back to the basis, you see that things will start turning around for your good. On that note, I want to thank you sincerely for coming, and the chairman of our party in Imo State, I want to welcome you also. I recognize you for all that you've been doing, standing steadfast in Imo State. I know the war you are waging there, but you're a strong man. We're all behind you. Thank you, and God bless all of you.
That's the end of the news. That's the end of the news on Abia Diary on Ben TV.